Okay guys, I got the parts back for the tiller that I've been working on. Just show you what we're going to do next. If you look, there's this transmission range selector right here. This thing's got a lot of slop in it, and I'm going to pull it off and show you what we find. Okay, I pulled the gear selector off. If you look, you can see that hole is watered out pretty good. There's a roll pin that goes in here, and that hole is watered out, allowing the gear selector to move around and be in the wrong gear, and causing issues with it jumping out. The new part, if you look, is built up pretty good. They've added some extra beef to it, so I'm assuming they've had a lot of problems with this part watering out, and looks like they've done a good job. Surprisingly, they did a better job. So here's the old one. You see it doesn't have the built up ends. Anyway, we're going to change that out next. Okay, I got the new gear range selector part put on. Next thing we're going to do is this roll pin here. We're going to take and hammer that and let that go through the selector piece and the shaft on the transmission. Alright, now that the new range selector is installed, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the belt, we're going to change the belt out. What we're going to have to do is get this wheel off. We're going to have to move this pin, hopefully get the wheel off the shaft. If it ain't seized on there, more than likely it will be, but we'll find out. And then we'll remove the belt cover and get access to the belt. Alright, we got the wheel off. It was a little bit tight on the shaft, took a little penetrating oil, a little twisting and pulling action. It finally worked itself off. Next thing is we got the belt cover removed, and now we're going to take the belt off and inspect all the pulleys, all the pivot points, see if there's anything else that's wore out. Okay, we got the rear drive pulley off. It's held on with the snap ring on the end of the shaft of the transmission. The idler pulley bearings are good, the pivot arm bushings are good, and the pulley on the end of the crankshaft, we tightened it up and realigned it. Next thing we're going to do is put the belt on and the rear drive pulley back on. Alright, we got the pulley back on, the rear drive pulley, we got the new belt installed. I have the drive engaged. What I want to show you is, if you look, you can see right here, there's the upper guide, and there's the lower belt guide, and they're within about 3/8 to a ½ inch between touching the belt. Those are proper settings for this machine, and that'll keep the belt from jumping off when you disengage. Okay guys, we're going to put the belt cover back on, put the wheel back on. That's pretty much about all we're going to do to this machine. We are going to change the oil in it, clean take the air cleaner off, put a new one, and just do a double over, check everything, tighten up things that are loose, and call the customer and tell them it's finished. Alright guys, thanks.